What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about 6 different projects today. I think they're all altcoins. Some of them might be stocks. I don't know. Some of them I haven't heard of, but we're going to discover that together. We're going to start it off with Ocean Protocol for Stana. Obviously, we've got Ocean pulled up right here. TRIAS, and then CSIX Carbon for Lowenhertz, and then ROKO for Nick Farm. Going on to Solana for Mohamed El Mensi, and then finishing it up with XSP for Mr. Derek Dooley. I know a Dooley. I actually went to his wedding, and he's having a kid soon. I don't know if you know someone named Finn Dooley, but if you do, we might have more in common than you think, Mr. Derek. If not, whatever. We can still be friends. Enough of that, though. Enough of my personal life. Let's get into this. I want to let you guys know before we get started that obviously none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I think that goes without saying, right? But all these requests are just that. They're requests. People request them on YouTube. They request them on the Discord. I will try to remember to put the link of the Discord in the description, or link to the Discord in the description. And but however you guys want to do the requests, you know, Stana is a part of the Discord community that we have, and she requested Ocean, so we're talking about Ocean first. I do tend to the Discords first, but you know, it's all in the same video, so it all gets done more or less in the same time anyways. So without any further of that, let's actually get started on this. Look for that link in the description, and I will set up timestamps. If you don't see timestamps, I might have forgotten, or more likely, I just haven't had time to upload them yet. I'm going to upload the video first and then go back and edit it for the timestamps and stuff. Anyways, let's really get started. So looking at this on the weekly basis, we're on the Binance chart, Ocean USD on Binance. It's the most historical data I could find. You are above your purple line. You've been above it for 1, 2, 3 weeks now. Nice to see, holding it as support. You found it as resistance here. Kind of disrespected it back here. You didn't really have it before. So all in all, I like it. Purple line is also aiming upwards. It looks like it's flattening out, looking like it wants to point upwards, shift directions. That's nice to see. It is the 123 moving average for anybody that's curious. It's not useful all the time, but I like to look at longer term moving averages. You know, it's like, hey, when you're above it, good. When you're below it, bad. You know, below it, going bad. Get above it, probably good. You know. If this line kept going back here, we might have found support on it even. There's plenty of charts. I've shown plenty of videos where it's remained relevant, but I detest. The weekly RSI looks very interesting. Yes, we are overbought, and I know a lot of people think when you're overbought in the RSI that that's a good time to sell. And ideally, you do want to sell in overbought conditions, but it's not always the best time to sell, especially with a maneuver like this where you are in the overbought zone, you come back and bounce off of the barrier itself to take you out of the overbought zone. This look is very bullish, and it generally promotes strong moves to come. You probably are, like if this whole move right here, moving up, is to come to an end, you probably are coming to the end of that. You're probably more than halfway through this move, but as far as like time goes, but as far as like size goes, this could do some crazy stuff, because from top to bottom here, you've just ripped. Okay. You found resistance on your 618 the first time. Found support on your 236 twice. A little bit of resistance on your 382, but once you broke through that, it's been on ever since. I would say that the odds of you going up here, somewhere in the 1618 to the 1272, anywhere around 73 cents to $1 in a very short amount of time before you see some kind of more significant correction like this or like this, you know, an area of consolidation that truly takes place, you're probably going to move up here first, right? And that doesn't mean you can't have red weeks. That doesn't mean you can't go down. Obviously, in the past weeks here, if I measure this, like this week here, from top to bottom, you dropped 16%. You know, the week before that, you dropped 23%. It's not going to be a completely straight line, but more or less week after week, you're probably going to work your way up here, somewhere in this zone, before you see a significant like bit of consolidation or a correction, something like this or something like that, right? But all in all, I think this is just what's the word I'm looking for? Just the beginning of probably a greater move that'll take you higher. I do want to take this high to this low, the more macro all-time high to this relative cycle low here. Your 618 to 69 level is right there. The 1272 and the 1414 split that area, so you really might find some turbulence around that 83 cent zone to 73 cent zone. I'm going to delete some of these so that it's not as I need to mute that so that it's not as loud. But let's see, top to bottom here. If you see your 618, you had previous support here, previous resistance. 786, you also had resistance. So I would say, you know, I definitely do think, generally speaking, whenever you hit that 618, that you will go through it. You did tip this 618 over here, right, with this one. I'm going to draw it right back, top to bottom. You know, this did tip it, which happens. You know, that definitely happens, but it's more common in my experience to go a little bit to prod through it. Maybe you close below it, but to prod through it. So I do bet you will see that 73 cent to $1 area, with an emphasis probably on that 83 cent zone, somewhere in there is what I would have to say. But you absolutely could. You could even go a little bit above $1. You got your 786 up here showing some significant resistance. Generally, if you were to take this as like a previous kind of price range in itself, when you're being held down by the support zone, whenever you break into this price range, which you're about to do, generally, in my experience, whenever you do that, you stop at one of two places. Either the midway point, which looks to be kind of like right in here, or you go all the way up to the top of it, and then you find some resistance, which would also make sense. I actually wonder, and I say generally, don't take that to the bank every time, but I'm just saying off of what I've seen in my time doing charts, generally when you break into a previous price range, if you find resistance at the previous area of support, that's to be expected on the first pass. But when you break into it, it's like the midline, which, hey, that 0.5 is right there at the golden ratio, right at the 618, right there at about 70 cents. If not, you go all the way up to like the areas of resistance, which doesn't have to mean that you see the wicks. In fact, whenever I talk about areas of resistance, I like to take the high closing basis, you know, something like that. Previous area of support here on a closing basis, resistance. So, and that is just a little bit above $1. So one way or another, I think you're moving up there. All that to say, this looks like a very strong positioning that you're in the RSI. I didn't even mention the fact that you bounced off you rejected that bearish area of control. You didn't even get oversold. Very bullish signal in itself. Daily RSI looks like it's ready to run. You were overbought, cooled off a bit. Yeah, looks healthy, man. Bouncing off the 50. Yeah, you look like you want to go. Bullish engulfing candle. Volumes coming in. You're getting ready. You were getting ready. 4-hour RSI, strong, looks good. I bet, you know, December, you'll probably see those prices that I was talking about. But anyways, enough time on that. That's what I got for Ocean. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's move on to TRIAS USDT. I hope this is the one that you're talking about, Mr. Low and Hers. Looking at this here, kind of a similar looking chart almost, with like the fact that you're about to break out here. I like the RSI. It looks constructive, bounced off the 40 zone as well. You are not overbought yet. You're not showing those areas of strength. You're not in the bullish area of control, but I bet you get there. You know, you have found resistance here before, found support here before, a little bit of resistance in this area, so keep going. Get this week to close green, and in fact, get it to close higher than what it's at now. That would be nice. When you get above this purple line, it might be game on, especially because you'll be closing at a higher weekly close than you've done in quite some time, well over a year. So keep going. Just keep going, you know. And if not, just try not to go down. A bullish engulfing candle on this week would be really nice to see. Let's look at the daily here. Bouncing off that purple line, man. I love to see it. I love the volumes increasing. Bullish engulfing candle on the day there. Rejecting the bearish area of control. Keep going. Just don't turn around here. Don't make this a lower high, because that would not be encouraging. At that point, you would probably see a rejection going lower. Man, I like it. I definitely do like it. Yeah, I think it looks solid. Just keep going. That's really all I got to say. Keep going. 4-hour, not really a whole lot to go off of, in my opinion. I mean, it looks strong. I can say that, but I want to go back out to the weekly here. Draw some fibs on this thing. So from the all-time high to the cycle low, you know, I like this, but I don't know. I might take the relative high. This seems a bit more respected, doesn't it? Like that compared to that. They're just oh so slightly different, but I feel like that looks nicer. I don't know. You know, with here you get a little respect on your 236, a lot more respect on your 382 and the 0.5. I would say that if you can close a week, really wherever the high weekly close would be, which would probably be here at about $4.25. If you can close a week above there, it's on to $7 to $9 in that area. And with how you're looking on this fib, I very much would expect that you find resistance here. Maybe some turbulence, so you might move sideways and then come back down and find support on your 0.5, a previous area that you found resistance on. You know, your 618 right here is a previous area of resistance in itself right here, and a previous area of support over here. So I would say, you know, it's possible to go to that $9 level, but heavy emphasis on that $7 level if I had to guess. And, you know, probably more likely somewhere in between. But I would think closer to that $7 level is what I would expect. Let's see if we've got any extensions that line up with that. Top to bottom here, 1618, golden extension, just past your golden retracement. Yeah, that's $7.40. So a little past $7, but around that $7 level is where I think you're probably going to go. Just keep going, because if you turn around from here, if you close this week red, you might actually be going lower, and at which point, you know, you might be looking to go. Look at that bounce off the 382, man. That's nice. You might go down to $3.18, about $1 lower than where you are now. You could go back to your 382 even. So break through this, get above this, and I think you will. But just do that. You know, prove me right, and you'll continue to see growth. Let's move on from that to CSIX, USDT Carbon. Thank you for clarifying. I don't know if that's all that we've got. I think that is. Yeah, we're going to use KuCoin here. Okay, so your whole chart's existence is just a giant W, which isn't bad. It hasn't been around for too long. It's been around since February of 2023 this year. I don't normally take that high because that's like first day mania. But you did open up all the way down here, so that might be construed as like real price action. Let's see. It was just like first day madness, so I don't know. But let's just see how it reacts on the fibs. A little bit of respect on the 236. Not, I mean, you're just cutting through it all like butter, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if fibs are going to help, at least on that aspect. Let's see about the extensions. Top to bottom here. Just unstoppable, man. You checked above your 1272, found it as support, all the way up to your deep extensions. You're looking like you want to continue to go up, but it's kind of hard to say. Definitely pretty overbought on your weekly RSI, but you can go higher. You can absolutely go higher. You're at some of the strongest points in the RSI, and this is where I go back to that. Just because you're overbought, obviously you want to sell when you're overbought, but you don't want to sell just because you're overbought. You get the strongest moves when you're overbought. Look at this, right? Like this is a testament to that. Here, I'm going to put a vertical line actually. Vertical line right here. Anything to the left, that was before you were overbought. Anything to the right or of, that's when you were overbought. You're getting your strongest moves in the overbought zone, in the strongest readings. It should make sense, you know what I mean? So, and then here, when you're oversold, you're getting your weakest moves, right? Like that's just how it is. Coming out of your oversold zone, strong indication you're getting strong moves. So you could potentially see. All that to say, the biggest growth week that you've seen, because you are showing some of the strongest readings, you might get your strongest move, you know. But again, I just don't know if the fibs are of much help here. You might go all the way up to like 19 cents. That 3618 is kind of like the next target. You could turn around at the 2886, but I don't know. I don't normally anticipate that. I like the curve on your purple line. Found some support on it. So strong, man. So very strong. Looks like you formed a flat base. You're breaking out now, so yeah, probably at least a little higher. If I had to keep it like conservative, you're at 9. You're at about 10 cents right now. You're at least going to go to around 11 cents, if not 12.5 cents, something like that, in a very short amount of time. But you probably continue. You probably do continue on. This is a very bullish looking RSI. The volume isn't coming in as you're breaking out, but we're 19 hours left in this day. There's enough time for the volume to come in. Definitely continue to grow. You want to see this thing get above that 1272, get above 10.9 cents, and see some volume come in, and I'll be convinced that you do go higher. But at this point in time, I'd say you probably, I'm pretty convinced that you are going to go higher. Lower lows in your RSI while having higher lows in your price. It's hidden bullish divergence. You were so hot for so long, you cooled off, and you didn't even cool off much, man. You didn't even cool off much, and you're just ready to get some more. So you're like in the opposite of a death spiral. You're just your life spiraling right now. So keep doing that. Just keep doing that. Yeah. Generally speaking, with W's, right? If we take this huge wick out of the way, we keep it at a closing basis. Generally speaking, with W's, the second leg, if it's a successful W, will be longer than the first leg. So I would think that you would at least probably go somewhere above 17 cents or something like that, or at least 17 cents. I think that 3618 was all the way up at 19 cents, right? Yeah. So that's totally possible. And higher. It could go higher again, but I really don't have too much to say off of this. There's not a whole lot to go off of. 4 hour looks good, daily looks good, weekly looks good, but just not a whole lot to go off of. So moving on from there, we're going to talk about ROKO. ROKO wrapped on Ethereum to the US dollar pair, sure. Not a lot of data as well. Essentially another W, right? A lot of volume coming in. Definitely a lot of volume coming in. I like the RSI, strong. You could, let's see, I wonder, man. Let me just see here real quick. Is it the same? No, it's not. So that is the Ethereum. This is the USD. We're going to do the USD. Top to bottom here. Went up to your 1618, coming back down. I mean, this suffices for a pullback. Ideally, I would think you'd go a little bit lower, but you could just turn around and go up from here. Let's look at the daily, 'cause there's not a whole lot to go off of on the weekly there. Price is moving up, volume's dying off, not necessarily a good thing. You do have bearish divergence, just rejected your overbought zone. Yes, you do have lower lows here while having higher lows, but I think this thing wants to roll over. It probably does want to take a little breaky poo just for a second here. From bottom to top, right? Yeah, that's fair. You're resting on that 382, but not getting the positive reactions that you'd look for. So you probably come down. You're at about, what is that? 1, 2, 3. That's 4 zeros, 6, 2. You probably come down. You're going to get a nice haircut, about 50% to 4 zeros, 3, 2, 5. If not, it's less common, but you could hold this 0.5 area because you do have daily high closes literally right there. So maybe you go to 4 zeros, 4, 2. But either way, probably a little bit of a drop from here, if I had to guess. And then we'll see if you continue to go up higher. Again, I don't know too much about this project. I'm just looking at the technicals of it. You did stop out at your 1618 if you were to go higher than this. Look at that, and your 886 is at the 044 as well, so that comes in line with that 0.5 from bottom to top there, but that daily high close, right? But you could go all the way up to here. You could take another 0 out, go to 3 zeros, 2, 8, 3 zeros, 4, 6, something like that could happen. But first down first is what I'm thinking. 4 hour RSI is very telling that you're showing some weakness here, so probably down for now. Let's move on to the next one. SOL. Shit out of love. No, out of luck is what it is. There's a whole lot of love this time of year, man. All right? No matter what you celebrate, there's a whole lot of love, hopefully. Lower lows, higher lows, double bottom, hidden bullish divergence, flat top, a little fakey here, and you look like you want to go up more. I'm going to get rid of these annoying things because they always show up, man. I don't know why. You're well above your purple line, postured in a nice position, bounced off it, looking good, strong RSI, bounced off the 50 twice off of that area. The weekly RSI, overbought, you came down, but like, this is strong, man. Ooh, and you're at your purple line here. I wonder, does Solana have more? We do have more. Okay, cool. Yeah. Let's look at the top to bottom here. Tipped your 618. Barely tipped it, man. Yeah. And you didn't even go all the way back down to your 0.5. If you were to go above this purple line, if you were on a daily basis to close probably above like 61.5, maybe even if you close above like 66, let's say, it's probably on, man, at least to 80, but probably more likely to like 125 to 180. Like, you could be going anywhere from like $120 to $200 in a very short amount of time with Solana. Definitely been doing some powerful moves, man. This overall ascending triangle that it had, right? If we were to measure this from a conservative measurement. I mean, that would at least take you up to $92 itself. So you're not done with this move yet. So I would think at least somewhere in that like $90 area, but you probably don't stop there. You probably do go higher. You could move all the way back, complete the measure move, find support on your 618, and then go higher, something like that. But I think this thing definitely is looking good on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, on a 4-hour. Let's see what you're doing. Holding that purple line. Classic, man. Let's see. I bet if we do this. I haven't done this in a while, but I bet if we do 123, yeah. You're above your 50. For the OGs in the channel, you know that the 123 RSI paired up with this 123 moving average. Anytime you're above the 50 on the 123 RSI, but below the 123 purple line, it's a prime area to buy. And I say anytime, but I say generally speaking, that's the idea. There are ways that can be wrong or not work, and you look for other things in the chart to kind of agree with that. But with how bullish this thing is looking right now, man, it's no surprise that the prime area to buy was literally right there, coinciding with what I was just describing. So I think this thing is looking strong. I think it wants to continue to go higher. And yeah. That's all I got for Solana. Finishing it up now with XSP. It is X space. It's a crypto. I'm assuming this thing is a dumpster fire. Absolute garbaggio. Oh, it hasn't. That's back in. I wonder if this is the. No. It wasn't XSP, was it? What was it? I mean, it was XSP, but it was something else, wasn't it, Derek? XSwap protocol. That's what it was. XSwap protocol. XSwap. Is this a crypto? Maybe it won't let me see because it says total value locked. Interval not applicable. Yes, so I don't know. I don't know, man. Let's go. You know what we might have to do? We might have to go to the DEX screener here. Oh my goodness. Look at that, man. Oh my goodness. We're already there. Oh, that's going to be another video. Jesus Coin's doing things, you guys. XSP USD. XSP USDD. Nope. Okay. XSwap. Yeah. We'll do not the $56 volume. We'll do the 17K volume. Very low liquidity, very low stock. Anything, any kind of buy that you're trying to put down here, man, you're probably going to have a hard time getting filled. Any kind of sell, you're probably going to have a hard time selling. But this chart looks bad. I don't like it. It looks very bad and very sad. You're near your all-time lows, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Do I not have? Come on, I thought I had my RSI. Alright, well, I'll just throw it on there. Not a problem. And I'm not afraid, unlike most people, for some reason they hide their inputs, man. They just feel like they can't tell you guys. Which has always been weird to me. It's like, if it works, like, why is it? I don't know. I guess you don't want everybody seeing it, but I like to change the colors around sometimes, but the channel's small enough. I don't know. I'll probably always share my inputs, always. And if they don't work, I'll change them and I'll share that too. But okay, you got some bullish divergence on your daily. Yeah. Okay, not bad. This thing does like to be volatile, so you probably do go up at some point. You could, with that being said, you could go down a little bit lower first. From low to, no, that's not right. Come on now. From low to high here. You are bouncing off your 1272. Hey, little wiki poo right there. But you could go lower. You could go. You're at 4013 right now. You could go to 40118. Absolutely, you could. But you might turn around here. That 1272 bounce ain't no joke, man. Bullish divergence on the daily. And it's confirmed bullish divergence. Well, it's presented. It's not confirmed until you get a green candle to turn this thing around. But I do like this for a bounce, man. Definitely weak though. Definitely weak. I don't know if it'll do a higher high or if it's just going to be a lower high. Let's look at the weekly here. Yeah, I don't like that, man. This one is my least favorite out of all of them that we've talked about, as far as like potential growth goes. It just looks sad, man. I don't know enough about it. Maybe there's some big stuff going on, but if I had to make any recommendations out of any of them, this is financial advice. Pick something else, man. Pick something else is what I would have to say. Bottom to top. And if you're in it right now, don't sell. You're around key areas where you might see a bounce, and you could definitely make some money back. But I'm not, I'm not too convinced that you'll see prices up here ever again. A lot of cryptos, man, they just death spiral. Maybe this one, maybe it'll prove me wrong, and it'll continue to go up. But let's just look this thing up real quick. XSP, XSwap protocol number 2030. It's got a number. At least it's got a number. $1 million. Hey, man, I've invested in a $1 million market cap before, and it paid off well. Not trying to shit on it, but fully diluted supply would be 7 times that amount, man. I don't like that kind of stuff. I really don't. And this won't show at all. Is it loading? Oh, no. Did I lose you guys? No, okay. Wi-Fi's still there. Market cap. Max data. Looks like this. Price. Max data. Looks pretty similar. Okay, good. So not a whole lot of new coins are being released. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's been around since 2021, and it looks like this. I don't like it. So I've spent more than enough time talking about this thing. I think just it's going down. If it goes higher, it's going to be a lower high, probably. But that's all I got, guys. If I had a winner for any of these coins, talking about them, I'd probably say it's between Ocean and TRIAS, or was it CSIX? Fuck, I can't remember, man. What is it? Hold on. I think it was TRIAS, wasn't it? With that big W. No, it wasn't. It was CSIX, wasn't it? Okay, maybe it was that. Yeah. So between Ocean or TRIAS, if I had to give it a winner, I'd probably say yet again Stana with the win on that. Ocean Protocol, I would probably say. But this is a close second, man. And if there was a loser, undeniably XSP. I would just stay away from that. So if you guys like this video, you like this little shitcoin showdown, I'm going to call it Altcoin Palooza, because apparently when I use the word shitcoin showdown on YouTube, they don't like that. So this Altcoin Palooza. If you like that, hit the like button. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thank you all for coming, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.